Good evening, Surrey Eagles fans. Cole Marton, play-by-play broadcaster for the Surrey Eagles, outside the Scotia Barn for another rendition of the Telus pregame show, getting you set for all of the Eagles' action tonight as they get set to go up against the Powell River Kings. The Surrey Eagles, 6-2-1 in the pod season, presented by Shaw, coming off 2 straight wins on the weekend where they scored 22 goals in 2 games, a 9-3 victory over the Powell River Kings on Friday, a 13-1 victory on Saturday afternoon. And this Eagles team just soaring all over the ice right now. They have been playing fantastic. We will see if they are able to keep up the momentum here this evening against the Kings team that is coming off a win of their own, a 4-2 victory last night against the Coquitlam Express, in which case Josh Kagan was able to score 2 goals to help lead the Kings to their victory. The Kings come into this game tonight. They are 4-4-1 in the pod season. They are looking to jump over the Coquitlam Express with another victory here and maybe get some revenge on an Eagles team that has been scoring at will so far through their last couple of games. Your key players to watch in tonight's contest here will start with the Eagles, and it's going to be White Rock native number 13, Jacob Slipik. One of 2 players coming off a hat trick in Saturday's win over the Express. Jacob Slipik has improved to 5 goals, 8 points on the season, as he continues to be a great fit on this team led by Cam Keith and his coaching staff. Over for the Powell River Kings, we're going to take a look at their UMass Lowell commit, Ben Brunette. The defenseman in 9 games played has 10 points, 4 of those being goals. He is the number 1 defenseman on this Powell River Kings team, and he will look to be out on the ice in all situations, trying to figure out a way to stop this Surrey Eagles offense. Your 3 keys to the game here for the Eagles this evening as they will go for win number 7 in the pod season, and it all starts for Surrey with playing within their structure. When the Eagles are able to play the game that Cam Keith wants them to play, good things happen, as evident by the way that they were able to dominate over the weekend. Look for that to stay the same. You don't fix when it isn't broke. The second key for tonight's game here for Surrey, we're going to talk about how they need to stay within their structure, but they also need to play simple. When the Eagles just focus on making good passes, when they just focus on getting shots through, get traffic in front, bang home rebounds, good things are going to happen. It comes down to the first key, playing within their structure, and playing within their structure means that they got to play simple. Your last key for tonight's game is going to be to help out Hunter Tarvez. Tarvez, of course, got his first win in his first BCHL start a couple weeks ago. He mans the crease tonight. The Eagles just got to make sure that they don't give up any opportunities right in front of them, and Tarvis should be able to get the job done here this evening. That is it for the Telus pregame show summary. Don't go anywhere. There's an interview with Eagles head coach Cam Keith coming up, and you're watching this live on BCHL TV, powered by Hockey TV, and listening to it on Mixler.com/EaglesBCHL.
Cole Marton here with Eagles head coach Cam Keith ahead of tonight's game versus the Powell River Kings. And Cam, thank you so much for doing it. And the first question here, a nice easy one. What is your coach's key for tonight's game versus the Kings?
Simplicity. Early on, we had a day off, so there's always a natural little bit of rust. Powell River played last night, played very well, played good disciplined hockey. So simplicity and kind of try to find our game early with the day off, and obviously when you have a game like 13-1 result, it tends to be a little bit of a take the gas off, so to speak. So we want to make sure we get back to that level.
Yeah, well, this is actually a good way to segue into that. As a coach, how do you keep the team motivated after a weekend which saw them score 22 goals in just 6 periods of play?
Well, our focus each game is kind of next 10 minutes. We press the reset button. I think that's one of the reasons why we put up 13 is the kids did a really good job of playing every shift like it's a 0-0 game. I mean, it's back to the development kind of philosophy of not score watching. We're not playing for a championship. These kids are playing for scholarships and trying to get ready for college next year. So we have to make sure that we maintain that level of intensity that allows our games to get better no matter what our opponent is doing. So that's kind of been our philosophy, and we're going to hopefully continue that tonight.
Last question for you is based around the schedule and the way that it possibly has impacted your team. I talked with a couple players before getting the chance to speak with you, and there's been a lot of games and a lot of days. How do you think your group has managed the increased workload of a normal over a normal BCHL season?
That's a tough question for a coach to answer. I think we've done a fairly good job, but it's, that's more of an internal player, how they feel kind of thing. It is a lot of games in a short amount of time. So it's definitely something that they're not used to doing. Even if it was a full season, you would never see this many games slated in a row. In a normal season, the beginning of the year is usually 1, maybe 2 games a week, and it's kind of has a natural flow to it. End of the season, then you start to see more games. But there are times where you are playing 4 and 5, and you got to play, a 1:00 game after playing an 8:00 game, and sometimes you're getting off a bus 4 a.m. You're, getting on a early ferry. So we're still only traveling 20 minutes. These guys are home every night at a decent time. So there's no real excuses from how I would look at it. But a little sensitive part of it is that the players haven't played games all year, and now we're being chucked into a lot. So, but I think at the end of the day, these kids are very fortunate and happy to be playing games no matter what. And the more games, the better, so that we can get these kids more exposure, more games. And as you can see now too, it usually takes about 10 games to start to see real players. Their brains start to adjust to the pace. You can see it with kids like Tate Taylor, who are just now starting to figure out how to play junior A hockey, and that's the beauty of it. It's a fun part.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure to call the games the past few here. Cam, best of luck tonight versus the Kings here this evening.
Thanks, Cole.